Hello everybody, Drew here, tip of the Mitt Flips, where I'm a full-time eBay reseller, and every 100 subscribers there's a giveaway. So if you're watching, make sure you subscribe so you have a chance to win. I have 7 orders going out today for very little money, and it's not great. Nobody likes when their sales are low. But this is an opportunity for me to express to people that are considering full-time reselling, because when sales are slow and it's a hobby or a part-time thing, that does not affect your day-to-day life. You're paying your bills. So just something to be aware of when you go to make that jump. The money coming in on a day-to-day basis should not be your day-to-day money. You should have a savings, you should have an allotted amount that you keep your savings above, or if you separate your business from your personal, to make sure that your business has enough to function as a business, to buy supplies when sales are low, to buy new stock when sales are low, to pay your bills when sales are low. I am okay on all of those fronts. That is something I started doing before I started reselling full time. But just food for thought. Sales will not always be good. That has to be okay in order for you to be a full-time reseller. But on a brighter note, it is Monday, so it is time for
What's That Worth?
And today on
What's That Worth?
is something that was a bit surprising to me, and that's why I picked it. I've been going through, I brought all the records here. That's my next project. It's getting done. Not today. There's a lot to go through. I was supposed to make a trip and go sourcing today, but I decided sales being slow, listing needs to be my #1 priority, even though some of the stuff I'm listing is not top tier. That's not your best choice, but I don't need to spend gas and time and effort on anything but listing. Obviously, you don't spend gas on listing, but you get what I'm saying. So I started working my way through the records, and my thought was stuff like all of these, which this is how many of them were religious, either songs or, I don't know, live sermons, stuff like that, that I figured I'm going to put those all in one lot and maybe auction, maybe, you know, find a $1 a piece, something like that, a rough estimate, and just get those out of the way first, just so that I can move some bulk. So then I do what you should do. You go to eBay, so I typed in religious vinyl lot or gospel vinyl lot or something to that vein. And then I just sorted them by highest to lowest sold, because I wanted to get a general idea of how many I should put in a lot, what that would go for, how quickly it would sell, all that. And then when I looked, the second or third from the top was one artist. Let's call it that. One artist. Because it's a family. It's a group. So one group. That's what I'm looking for. And it was 7 albums, one group. And it was the third from the top. So that's not a lot. And it was a decent amount of money. And because I'd sorted through them, I went, I have some of these. I didn't only have 7. I think I have 4 sitting here. But for the purpose of What's That Worth, we're only going to talk about one of them. And the group, which I had never heard of course, but is the Hinsons. No idea. I think it's their last name's Hinson, and they're a family group and whatever. But there's this one. It's this one's recorded off live TV. The Hinsons, Hin Songs, very creative. Live and on stage, that's a double album as well. And To the Core, and there's Apples, very creative with their titles. I like it. Which actually, I'm half joking, but half serious, because a lot of the religious albums, the album covers are bland, very bland, but these ones kind of cool. This looks very 80s. You know, this could have been like an Eddie Money cover, or not an Eddie Money, but like a Huey Lewis in the News cover. This could have been Huey Lewis in the News. So I like that. But it was surprising. Now I do have to go through and at least check. They'll probably still end up in a lot, but I do have to at least check each title, each artist, because it was worth a surprising amount of money, which then makes sense because mass-produced is going to be less than not mass-produced. in most cases. And I'm assuming these are not mass produced. Because I also did some lots here that I'm probably still gonna lot up, but I'll check first, like a John Denver lot, an Elvis Presley lot, a lot of musicals and recorded from a TV special type of thing. Unfortunately, a lot of them not in as good a shape as I remembered, and also some of the albums are not in the right cases, so I have to, at the very least, go and pull each one out and make sure it's right. But Lift the Roof Off by the Hinsons, 2 record set recorded live. What's that worth? All right, first thing going out, B3A is an original OEM Farberware cord, and you'll see, I mean, of course I talk about the same things. It's my store. I have very, you know, very specific things to talk about, but you'll see that that thing that I had sitting over there forever, kicking myself, because as soon as I list it, stuff starts selling from it. Magic. I'm telling people how to do it right, and then I don't do it right. Such as me. $19.99 free shipping for that. Next up, 1 order, 3 items in that order. I don't think they're a viewer, but they were very complimentary in the whole process. Very nice. So if you are a viewer, I didn't catch your name because you didn't, you know, tell me. Ashley. Ashley, if you are a viewer, thank you. If not, you are just a nice person. C6 is vintage sailing ships placemats that I got at that estate sale not that long ago. I did not realize that it says rejects on the back here. That's unfortunate. Slightly substranded? I don't know what that means. So maybe it came from the factory with the markings on it. I don't know. That's interesting. Wish I would have noticed that before. I would have put that in the listing just to be safe. But either way, for that item, $8.99 plus shipping. And the smaller ones that I got in the set was worth way more. These were just kind of a throw-in. And once I had them, figured why not list them, and they sold anyways. So that's great. Next up from this order, A1, is a lot of vintage McDonald's toys. I think it's this bag here. It is. They're like McDonald's, it's a train set. So you link each one, and as you pull it, they all have some type of motion effect that they do. And for those, $8 plus shipping. And then last for that order on A1 is 4 vintage McDonald's cups. Right here, they're the ones you get like at a birthday party, but the one set is from 82. There's 3 of them from 82, and then one of them was from 83. So vintage, interesting, and this might be more of a, oh, what did I get for those? I got $9 free shipping. And you know I love when there's a group lot made up by a buyer and they throw in a free shipping item, because that means that any discount they got, any savings they got on combined shipping, I'm making out better because I don't have to pay shipping on this now, which would have been, you know, for something. But that's a reminder to me that not every customer that has a lot of questions is a bother, because you know how it is. Sometimes, you know, on a cheaper item, if they go over a couple questions, I'm like, it's a $9.99 free shipping item. Like just either buy it or don't kind of thing. You're wasting my time. But with this one, it seemed like they just really wanted information. And they asked, okay, are those plastic or, you know, like paper, disposable? Or disposable plastic, I think is what they were asking. And I said, no, they're a flimsy plastic, but they're not disposable. They're and then they kind of asked the same question again. I was like, okay, well, and then I even grabbed them, I squeezed them, and I was like, for a reference, they're not hard plastic like a Tupperware cup, but they're not throwaway plastic either. And it turns out they just really wanted to know that kind of a detail, which turned into a sale. And I almost didn't answer the second question because it's a cheap item. You don't want to take time out of your day and stuff for that kind of stuff. And just a reminder to myself that sometimes, why not? Just go ahead and answer the question, might result in a sale. Next up on A4 is a Pyrex Corning clear lid, and it is this one in the box because this would have been the item I used to pack up on Friday's video. Yeah, Friday's video? Yes, because as you know by now, tune tips, scrapped it. Don't have time for it. It was an idea I was kicking around for a long time. I want to do it. Mostly it was going to be an excuse for me to have time to play my guitar and practice and sing and all that kind of stuff. Turns out I don't really have time for that. So, adult life, dad life, sometimes stuff gets pushed to the side. It is what it is. But $7.99 plus shipping. So if you are interested on how to ship something like a glass lid or glassware, go back, watch Friday's video, easy to find. It says shipping tips, how to pack glassware. And I walk through that. And every Friday from here on out, there will be some type of shipping tip. And then on C3 is an Aurora Moose plush. This big old floppy guy right here, which I love this. I'm a big fan of the mooses. And that large gentleman, $26.99 free shipping. And then last up, like I said, B5 Farberware heating element. Right here. Was never gonna sell as a whole, listed it, next day sold as an individual piece. So Farberware, Openhurst, buy them. You know, anything 15 bucks, even 20 bucks if you're desperate, but 15 bucks or under, buy them, part them out. Woo, good stuff. So $24.99 free shipping for that. All right, so back to the fun. If you haven't made your guess yet, Price is Right rules. If you go over, disqualified, pause the video, put in your answer. Don't be a cheater. Happens every week. You got a chance all the time. Lift the roof off, buy the Hinsons, dual, two recorded set, recorded live, Callaway Records, $26.99. What? And I'll post also here. That's just for me, for fun later when I'm editing, just to kind of give me a chuckle. The lot I was talking about, lot of 7, and off the top of my head, it was $250 or something. Just blew my mind. Do I expect that to happen with many of these? No. Was it worth me doing a little bit of research before I just, lotted them up for $1 a piece? Oh yeah, definitely. Well, that's gonna be all for this one. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, go ahead and give it a thumbs down. Subscribe, share, and be good to each other.